morning. Welcome back to Footsteps with Do Me. Today is a beautiful day because we've got a beautiful guest who's graced us with her presence. And yeah, we're just gonna have a lot of things that we're gonna talk about.
I'm in trouble, but hey guys.
Alright, so before we get into it, guys, please remember to subscribe, to like, and to comment. Oh, and yeah, I'm gonna also link her channel, and you also must do the same for her, please.
Yes, I'm Mrs. Tao, by the way.
Oh, yes. Oh, where are my manners?
I am Mrs. Tao. So you find the same channel on YouTube, Mrs. Tao, and Instagram, Mrs. Tao.
Yeah. So, okay, now that we've spoken about Mrs. Tao, is your surname Tao or Dile?
It's so funny. I always get that question. So it's either people ask me or they just assume it's Tao. So my husband's surname, it's Dile. We are closer.
Okay.
But because everyone just pronounced it as Tao, even at church and work, everyone just says Mrs. Tao. We just went with it. We're like, okay, it works. Still the same surname. So yeah.
You still spell it the same.
Yeah. So it's okay.
So thank you very much for coming
It's
through.
a pleasure, Doomsy.
I appreciate
Thank you very
it.
much for the invite.
Yeah, so guys, it's our first time meeting today.
Imagine.
She's my Facebook crush.
Wow.
Or Instagram, Facebook, social media
Everything.
crush. Because I like her so much. You know, I followed her in her early days in her career, and her life just keeps getting better. And I was like, you know what, it's January, we need motivation, some inspiration. This lady has achieved a lot at such a young age.
You're gonna make me blush now.
And I think we need people like her, you know,
Yeah.
to push us in this life thing. So Zimasa, the first question, don't talk about school and career.
Yeah, let's not get there yet.
Yeah. Please just tell me a bit about yourself.
Okay. So actually I have to think about this every time. I'm 27 this year. Turning 28. It's crazy, but I feel so young. I'm 27 years old. Zimasa is my name. Got married at 23, so with the love of my life for good, almost 5 years now of marriage. And you said I mustn't talk about school.
Yeah, don't talk about
So
school,
basically,
don't talk about
without
career.
school, career, and anything else, I'm a child of God. I love God. I love people. I love empowerment. I just love seeing everyone flourish in their spheres of life. Whatever you're gifted and talented in, I just think it's the most beautiful thing to see people in their spaces. So I love that. And I'm also pro each person just pushing their gift, because I think all of us have something to offer the world, and I'm doing my part.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's all do our parts.
Oh, and she's doing her part very well. Going into that part. Now, Zimasa, please tell us about your school. Can you just, you know, I know that there's a lot that you're doing now.
Yeah.
But please start with primary school.
Oh my gosh! You want to take it back there? So what about it?
I just want to know, okay, you don't really have to say the names where you did your primary school,
Yeah, but-
and I just wanted to know you.
To know
Let's
me.
take this as a first date.
As the first meetup. Okay, so I did my primary school in KZN and part of it in Eastern Cape. KZN Poshepston. I went to Marbeck Primary, and then we moved to Mthatha. I went to Excelsior. So at school, I was kind of a nerd. I don't like saying I was a nerd. So I was kind of a nerd.
Oh, she was a nerd.
I never played sports really, but yeah, I just love my books. And I've met amazing, actually there are people I've met in my primary school life that are still my friends even today. So I think actually school is somewhere where you get to connect with people.
Yeah.
And then later on I came to Joburg to do my varsity, and then went to Cape Town for my came to Joburg for high school.
Oh, yeah.
And then Cape Town for varsity, and that's where I met my husband.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you both went to
UCT. Yeah,
Oh,
that's where
that's
we met.
nice. An educated family.
Oh, I guess so.
Alright, so what happened after UCT?
So after UCT, I was studying BCom accounting. So afterwards, I did my honors at UCT as well, and then I went to KPMG to do my articles. After qualifying as a chartered accountant, I then went to, am I allowed to say no?
No, you don't have to
Did not say it?
Yeah.
But I mentioned KPMG, but it is the past.
Yeah, KPMG is the past.
So I then went to to one of the biggest banks in Africa. So that's where I currently am. I work in investment banking.
Didn't I just say she's a dream? Alright, tell us about your MBA. You're also studying MBA.
Oh yes, yeah. So a year ago, almost two, whilst working, I started doing my MBA at business school. So I do that part-time while working at the same time. It's going quite well. I'm almost done actually. I'm just left with my thesis, so I should be graduating in the next few months.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it has always been my lifelong dream, you know. I think as a child I've always wanted to be a CA with an MBA. I don't know, hey, it was one of those things that I had to do, so I was like, let me just do it and get it over and done with. So yeah.
So how do you plan your life? You say that you got married in 2015.
Yeah.
And you were still able to achieve all these things.
Yeah.
And I think she just forgot to mention that she's actually also a pastor's wife.
Yes!
So she's a lot.
Yeah. So my husband is a pastor.
Yeah.
But what's amazing is that as much as I do a lot, my husband also does a lot.
Yeah.
And that's something that really helps us. So my husband is a pastor, but he's also a lawyer. So, and he also studies. So he's as busy as I am.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that helps. But most importantly, I think the way we think of marriage is different.
Yeah.
So marriage shouldn't be the end of your life. Marriage shouldn't be the end of you achieving things that you've always wanted to achieve. When you get married, you must add to each other's life. My husband's role is not to take away from me, but to even help me become a better person, to even help me in terms of my vision. Same as me, I have to help him become a better person. So whether in ministry, in business, or in his career, I'm a helpmate. But now the problem is that as women, we think we are helpmates, but we don't think we also deserve destiny partners.
Yeah.
So I'm my husband's helpmate, but I always think of my husband as my destiny partner.
Yeah.
As a man who's ordained to be in my life, he has a responsibility to God to make sure that I take out everything that God has put inside of me. I maximize my potential, you know. At the end of the day, God is going to ask him, as the head of the family, how did he help me achieve that? How did he help even our children in the future achieve that, you know? So it's very important for us to don't sell ourselves short as women and think, let me help in his vision, but you're comfortable in your vision, you're not achieving what you want to do. So I think having met my husband whilst in varsity, we really became friends. I think for the first 3 years of university, we were just friends, and then we became best friends, and then we started courting. We courted for 2 years, and then we got engaged and got married. So in us having a friendship that was based on God and Christianity and the same principles and values, we really got to understand what drives each other. We got to understand, what do you want to become? So right now I actually know my husband's dream, and as long as he hasn't gotten to that point, I'm not going to be happy as a wife, because I know I need to help him get there, you know. So having him as a friend and having him support me in my journey and know that my wife has always wanted to do A, B, C, D, and I'll help her in that, has really helped. My husband is someone who helps me even when I'm discouraged, you know. Even when I think, let me not go to that interview, or let me not apply, he will help me do it. So that's the type of marriage I think we believe in, where we both help each other and we both know our roles, but we both maximize each other's potential. We don't become comfortable and just not dream at all. Yeah.
Wow, guys, isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, but marriage is beautiful.
Doing marriage differently.
No, marriage is very beautiful.
Yeah.
But more than anything, from a mouthful that I've just said, marriage is not the end. In fact, it's the beginning to your destiny.
Amen.
Yeah.
That's why you should marry someone who's like-minded.
Like-minded, but they don't need to pursue the same thing, but they need to understand that your drive is as important, you know. But at the same time, it's tricky, because some people think with this, they tackle a young, ambitious woman as the type of people who are not balanced, and we don't think family is important. I think family is very important. I think marriage is very important. I think loving and respecting my husband is very important. So in your pursuit of your dreams, never think as a woman, that you shouldn't do those things or you don't have a role in the home. So the balance is very important. Hey?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So how do you we're deviating a bit. We're talking about marriage now. Yeah. How do you and your husband master the roles of submission and love? You know, Ephesians 6, where it says husbands must love their wives
and you, the wives,
you must submit.
Yeah. So I think the foundation is very important because our foundation was Christ. Getting into marriage, you already understood your role, right? But then now in marriage, how do you bring your role to life? That's when the problem becomes. I don't think a lot of Christians disagree with our roles in marriage, but then how do you do it every day? So for me, I think it's very important as a wife to respect my husband and to obviously make sure that our home is a home and it's warm, right? But how do I do it now every day with all the responsibilities? One thing that I've personally told myself, and I got to that space and I'm comfortable, is that I have a responsibility to have that our home is warm for my husband and I take care of him. However, it doesn't have to be me. Weird, right? So it's my responsibility, but it doesn't have to be me. So does it mean you're not efficient as a mother or as a wife if then you have some help in the house? No, not really. You know? So I believe in doing it all, but not necessarily you being the one to do it. You must know when it's time to get help, and you must know how to get help, because you can't get help overly as well. You can't completely let your household and your affairs in the home be taken care of by some other woman. But just know the limits. It really comes with wisdom and experience.
Okay. Now we're going back to your career. Because it's January. People are planning a lot for their lives.
For the year.
Yeah, for the year. Some don't know how to plan for the next 5 years. Some their plans are very short-sighted. Others are very long-sighted. They don't even feel motivated, to actually bring them to pass now, because looks like they still have a lot of time.
A long way to go.
So how do you actually plan your life? How does one plan their
lives? Okay. So I believe in having short, medium, and long-term goals. So I think short-term goals are important because you need to have small wins, right? You need to feel good as you go that, okay, I've ticked this off. It could be something as getting my license this year, graduating, enrolling for that course. It's really something that's quite in a period of a year or two. So have those small short-term goals that are easy to get, and then have medium-term goals, which is the next 3 to 5 years. And then the way I think of my long-term goals is where I eventually want to be, right? So it's important for me to understand that my short-term goals and my medium-term goals help me become the person I want to be in the long term, right? So start by thinking the now. What can I do right now with what I have? What can I do right now with what I can control this year? Set those goals. Celebrate small wins. That's the other thing. Sometimes, especially with social media, sometimes we don't celebrate the small things in our life because so and so in social media is celebrating this huge house, and I just got my license, and I feel like, okay, it's so immaterial. Celebrate the small wins that you have, because they're gonna help you get to that long-term goal. Don't compare yourself to anyone. Don't compare your journey to anyone's journey. You must be comfortable with where you are in life, and you must be comfortable with your story and how God is writing that story. At my age, if I were to compare myself with another 27-year-old, I might go crazy because I might think I might not have done anything. But do you know what? Someone else, when they look at my life, they think they haven't done anything. So really, when they say comparison is the theft of joy, it's really true. Don't compare your life with anyone. And also, this is a secret that I've seen it work in my life. Celebrate other people. If I look up to you, I need to celebrate you. I need to be able to, with my whole heart, be happy for you, speak to you, learn from you, ask from people. If I want to be like you, or there's something I admire, I need to be able to ask, how do you do it? That way you grow, and that way God blesses you more. So have a plan, short term, medium term, long term. Don't compare yourself to anyone's journey. Celebrate small victories, and the people you look up to, be able to celebrate them and then ask questions and learn from them.
So do you have a mantra or a verse, that drives you every day?
I do, hey, and it's always top of my mind. No, there's one that's like my favorite, and for me, it's my life. I truly believe I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. For me, that's the start and the last of my life. I can do everything through Christ who strengthens me. It speaks to me the abilities that God has given me and me being able to see them come to life. But also it speaks to the fact that I can't do it on my own. You can go to school, study, get a degree, get a job, but there's a certain level in your life where you see grace working for you, where you see favor working for you, where you see God's hand working in your life, and you know that this is not even 1 + 1 = 2. It's not even about your qualification, you know. It's one of those things where we say God qualifies the unqualified. So for me, it's important for me to know that I can do it all, as in I have a role to play, you know. Faith has works. I must be intentional about my life. I must be doing things with my life. However, in me doing things with my life, I must know that it's through Christ who strengthens me. So I must never get to a point in my journey where I think I'm doing it alone. I must never get to a point in my journey where I think, girl, you've done it all. There is no way. It is God who carries us. It's God who opens doors for us, and it's God who just gives you favor beyond all understanding. So it's very important for us that we must know that we have potential and we must maximize it, but never forget the power of God in your life. Never think it is just through your own ability. It is not. It is not.
Oh guys, this is so beautiful.
God is beautiful, guys.
No, that's very true. That's very true. So for someone who's starting their year and they've actually encountered a lot of disappointments that were inflicted by themselves, like maybe they were not disciplined enough or they were procrastinating, what do you have to tell them? You know, that part that I can
you can control.
Things that within your control.
So I think it's important to know no one does things right all the time. No one. Even the people that we look up to, no one gets it right all the time, every single day. Sometimes you do feel like you're slacking. Sometimes you do feel like you've done like something you could have done better. But I think the most important part of this is getting up. Rise up and walk. For me, that's the most important part. It's not about the number of falling. The scripture says you can fall 7 times but still rise up. So it's not about how many times you made the mistake or how many times you keep on not getting it right. It's about the point that you need to have the right mindset and say, I can still do it. So whatever you didn't do, whatever you didn't do right, whatever you didn't even start doing, it is okay. You have a chance to rewrite your life. It is 2020. You have a start. Like literally, God has given you a blank page and said, let's start all over. Paint it for your life, you know. So I think just have the right mindset of, I can do it. I can start again. Tomorrow, yesterday has passed, but tomorrow is where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Just focus on where you're going and be motivated and know that you can still do it. And I also think it's not even about age. It's never too late. I have people who ask me, I'm 35 and I want to study this degree because I've always been passionate about it. You can still start again. It's never too late. It's not about age. It's not about anything. You're never too late. It's never too late for your life. And I think that's so important. It really is never too late.
Yeah, that's very true. So Zimaza, what are the day-to-day things that you put into your success?
Okay. So I think on a daily basis, it's also important to have a plan. And what I do on my daily basis, I prioritize. So when I wake up, I pray, go to work. But before I start working, I have a plan. This is what is important for my work today. These are the priorities. These are the things that I can ask someone else to help me with. These are the things that I can do tomorrow. So it's very important to know how to prioritize in your life, in the tasks that need you. In the afternoons for my schoolwork, this is what I need to achieve today, whether I need to go to class or whether I need to work on my research, but this is a milestone for the day. And also at home, is my husband working late? What are we having for dinner? How, you know what I'm saying? Am I buying a takeaway or am I at home on time? But on a day-to-day, I take it each step at a time, but I just make sure that I have a plan for the day. And the most important principle for that day is prioritize. Prioritize. I actually have been asked, how does a person choose between love and a career and school? And my answer is always, why must we even choose?
Yeah, why does it have to be?
Why must I choose which one is important, even daily? Why must I choose? I don't have to choose and say today I'm focusing on this one, but I do have to say today the priority is this one. So it doesn't mean the other one is not important, it just means the needs of today demand a focus in this. So I think that's really is a false choice, where especially as a young woman we make to feel like we need to choose between a career, a family, and school or whatever. I don't think you need to choose at all, and I really think God can give you all of that, but I just think you need to use wisdom on a daily basis to say, what are the demands of today, what is important. If I have a test tomorrow, it's very important that today I study for that test, you know. But if I don't have a test and I have free time at home, I can't sit and not take care of my home as a wife, you know. So it's a matter of, God can give it to you all, but prioritize and make sure that you know when and how, what is important in what season. So prioritization is the principle for me. Just invite God in your day and then prioritize. And know that you can't do it all. You really can't do it all. And that's something else that people ask. I don't have to do it all, but as I said earlier on, I just need to make sure that some are done even when it's not me physically. Some I can do it tomorrow, but I don't have to do everything right now, because that's when people become overwhelmed. That's when people become stressed and they just think everything is crumbling, you know, because you're trying to do everything at the same time, this one person. And it doesn't have to be like that. Prioritize, understand what's important today, focus on those, ask for help where you need to, postpone other things that need to be postponed, and that is okay.
Guys, this lady is such a ball of wisdom.
You're so sweet to me.
Alright, so I think this will be my bonus question. You know, the bonus ones are the weird ones, right? When are we expecting the little child?
The way I get that question all the time. I get that question all the time.
Is it? They're not a priority at the moment.
Actually, that's a good point. Hey, that's a very good point. As I said, prioritization. It's very important to prioritize and to know the different seasons in your life. So my husband and I have been married for a while now. And it's not even about how long we've been married. As young black people, immediately once you've said I do, people are like, so
when are you
I mean, it's been 9 months, we're not seeing anything. So for me, I think children are a gift from God. I think God wants us to have children because he does say go and multiply. I think family is very important. But I also think it's important for you to be fulfilled as individuals. If I'm not fulfilled as Zimasa and my husband is not fulfilled as Uzipo, together as husband and wife, we might not be happy. If we're not fulfilled as husband and wife, together as parents, we might not be happy. So it's a matter of saying, right now in our lives, we just wanted to win in certain areas first, then also grow in that area. When I said you don't have to do it all at the same time, it's exactly what I meant. Just because I'm saying family is important and I love family and I want children and I think my husband is going to make the best father ever, it doesn't mean I don't have a responsibility to plan. You know, remember, God has given us wisdom. He's given us all these things, but he's also given us wisdom, and wisdom means being able to say, okay, this now, that tomorrow. So plan and prioritizing, and also having a conversation. It's not a selfish thing. When you're married, I can't say, oh no, not now.
Kids now.
You know,
okay, what you
you have a conversation with your partner, and the two of you become happy with, okay, at this point in our lives, when we are here and when we have achieved this, and those things are not important for everyone. Let me make an example. We could say we want a beautiful family home for our children, so that when we have kids, they have a home. Someone else doesn't even care if they're renting and they don't have a house, or they stay at their family's house, and that is completely fine. But for us and what we believe in and the type of future we want to give our kids, we make sure that certain things are in place. So firstly, my husband and I wanted to grow as individuals. We got married at 23. There's certain things that we still wanted to do. When I got married to my husband, I wasn't even a chartered accountant yet.
Yeah.
I was still writing my board exams, so I understood that it's important for me to finish that part first. Even for him, he wanted to be an attorney. It's important for him to become comfortable with that first, and then afterwards be able to create and have a family home. So to your question is, when are the little child coming? The answer is they're coming in God's time, and also when we're happy and comfortable that we can give them a life. Remember, you must have a vision for everything. You don't just have children with no plan. You don't just have children with no vision of what type of future you want to give them, what type of parents you want to be. So we work on our vision, and even today, girl, the little one might be on the way. I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying.
Maybe this is the big reveal.
I'm just saying, you know. You'll see.
Maybe.
You'll see. But most important from that question is, have a plan with your partner. Be comfortable with your plan. Be comfortable with answering people's questions and stick to your plan and invite God in your plan.
It's easy to answer questions.
Yeah. When you know what you're doing and you know God is in it, there's so much peace. There's so much peace. So
Well, I think the biggest lesson is be comfortable in your plan. Don't do it like everyone else.
Don't compare
it
yourselves to people. Okay? Don't guys. Stick to your plan, implement your plan, celebrate the small wins, and celebrate people around you. Just because I'm not in a season in my life to have a little one doesn't mean when Tumi has, I must be like, what's happening? Celebrate Tumi, because Tumi is in that season. My season as well is coming, you know. So there are different seasons in life, and you must be able to know which season you are in currently, and you must make sure that you're in that season with God.
Oh wow, guys. Alright, so we're gonna stop here.
Aww.
I think she must come back.
This was lovely.
Thank you very much, Zimasa.
Thank you so much.
You're such an ocean of wisdom.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed these conversations, because I think as women sometimes we don't have them enough. We don't talk about these things. And these things are important to us, you know. So it's been lovely.
Especially the conversation of being married and still pursuing
your dreams.
You know, it's very important. So guys, that's it from us. Thank you very much for checking us out, and we love you.
We love you guys.